Good afternoon, everybody. I'm so happy to see so many familiar faces on the call. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. My name is Corrine Heck, and I'm the CEO and founder of Details Flowers Software. I'm so happy to be introducing this new Stripe community, the floral design community, all via the new Stripe community, which launched not too long ago. This session today is basically just an introduction of everything that we're wanting to do to introduce more of Stripe into florist workflow and how we can help in the process of everybody's business, the business behind the blooms, we always like to say. And one of the key things that we're going to be talking about today is the way smarter payment workflows can help and sustain your business for the long haul. If you do have any questions, I've got my handy sidekick, Miranda, here on the call. We're sitting in the same room. I've never done this like a picture-in-picture thing before, so a lot of the times I might need to scoot out of the way because my big head will be in the way. But yeah, so we're gonna just jump right in, but please leave any questions in the chat. We'll do our best to get to any and all of them as we move through all the slides that we have prepared for you this afternoon. It shouldn't take very long, so if you do have any questions, please let us know. And again, this is something that we're going to be doing in coordination with Stripe for the ongoing duration. I was really excited this year when Stripe reached out to us to ask if we wanted, Details wanted to head up the Stripe floral design community. And we've been partners with Stripe since I founded the company back in 2015, introducing their payment solution in 2017. So they definitely have seen Details grow over the last 12 years, and also the amount of volume that we've seen our customers process, and that's all been via Stripe. So we're very, very happy to have this collaboration with them. It was very nice. Earlier this year, I had the opportunity to go to San Francisco and attend their Stripe sessions. That's really difficult to say, Stripe sessions, which was headed up in San Francisco, which was really interesting. There were about 10,000 people there, all Stripe customers. But they hosted a special dinner for all the Stripe community leaders, which were about 40 people spread out all throughout the country. And I know since then they've added many more communities, but it's really exciting to be at the forefront of the floral community. So if you guys don't already know, I'll see if I can move the slide ahead. My name is Corrine Heck. Wonderful headshot here by my husband. But I've been in the industry over 20 years. I've done all kinds of event design, from working for import companies, selling products, to opening my own beachside boutique here in Central Florida. And then about 15 years ago, I had the idea for Details. So really wanted to help bring the production and technology into the forefront and help other business owners. And that's exactly what we've done, is we've helped empower more florists with tools that bring their creativity and business life to success. So I'm glad you've joined us. Again, we are just happy to have you here, and let's get this show on the road. So one thing is connecting the minds behind the blooms. So we're all in business, we're all doing tons of things, and there's a lot of us that are running large companies with a lot of hands working in this, and we're sending out payments and getting paid. So we want to show you all the ways that Stripe is a great facilitator of those payments and can help with the back ends behind the blooms, but also with the minds and the people that are running your businesses. And Stripe has just integrated a lot of really, really hefty moving tools that allow us all to do a lot more faster with sending invoices. You know, when you're asleep, you're collecting payments, and also getting all those things automated. So that's one of the reasons we've invested so much into the process, because that's what really makes business flourish. When you are less manually hand doing things and more automation, or more things that are running your business, that's really a key factor in scaling. So we're really excited that Stripe has got such a big company and so many technologists working behind them, and then our technology team is really able to sync into that data, and with different infrastructures bring these tools to florists far and near. All right, so the Stripe Floral Design community, just to kind of give you a look, and hopefully you guys have all joined the community, and please share this with your friends. I mean, this is happening all over the country, where Stripe is just trying to give a more brand presence, I guess, to their name, and they've asked different community influencers and leaders in different markets to kind of head up that. So we're one of the unique companies that has like industry, if you will. Most are like Dallas has a Stripe community group, and Detroit or Orlando. But the florist is really unique because we are serving people that are in a same common industry. So that's really excited. It's a dedicated space where we're hoping you're going to go on there, ask any questions. Maybe there's different subject matter or something that you have questions about, or that are causing you pain points within your own business when it comes to payments or processing. And so we want you guys to be the community leaders. And because you're all here, we really welcome any feedbacks or questions or something. We really want to put the mission forward that community over competition and peer-to-peer insights are something that is going to help everybody's business drive, no matter what market you're in. So if you have a question or a problem, like, bring it to us, and then we will make sure we have more of these groups that we can get together and answer those questions in a more public forum. So we're very glad to have Stripe as a partner with us on that journey. So Stripe, one of the big things that they had at their conference was really showing how Stripe is really building the future of the internet economy, and they're doing that together. It was really insightful to learn so many things of what they're doing as far as an AI, or what they're doing with their agentic commerce. And so as we continue to grow details and learn about more of these products, we're going to slowly add those into the way that we bring those programs to our membership. The Stripe community brings the people behind the ambitious businesses together to share real world insights and making new connections. And so they really lean into us to drive those new innovations, or hear from our customers, or what would make life easier on your front. So it's a great global network. Stripe is probably, there is not a city that has been requested of our customers that we can't really service with these Stripe tools. There are a few countries in South America that we haven't quite been able to connect with, but most every other country in the world is able to use Stripe. So that's really amazing that they're bringing these tools so that anybody in the world can access payment processing and make that more simple to make and close more sales. So we're very fortunate to jump on early with them. A lot of you know the cost of running a floral business. There's a lot of things that make up how you're doing your business. Juggling the wedding season is definitely chaotic, and you're probably wearing a ton of hats. I know for myself, when I was running my business as an event designer, I was always chasing down invoices and managing unpredictable client cycles. So you might be sending out a proposal maybe for an event that might happen in 12 months from now, whereas you're also working with clients that are very last minute and 3 weeks ahead of time. So that becomes a huge cumbersome part. So hopefully some of the tools that we've developed within Details is making these processes more efficient and more simple for you, because I know that was definitely a big pain point. Also, navigating the increasing supply costs while staying profitable. That's been one of the things that we've really wanted to help florists with, is making sure you're seeing all those costs as related to your business and being able to keep track of that efficiently. And also finding trusted industry-specific business advice in a very crowded market. So there's a lot of people out there saying a lot of different things, and hopefully you will lean into us and let us be your advisors, or steer you in the right direction to bring really powerful advocates to your everyday business needs. So again, if you have any suggestions or questions about who we might be able to bring on in the series, we are very open to hear it. I know that there is definitely some frustrations when it comes to running and operating a business. And I know this isn't just my experience, it's yours too. So our goal with this is to bring about more future community benefits. And that's one of the goals of Stripe as well, and why they asked us to head this up. So what you can expect from these different group gatherings is more peer-to-peer discussions. We're going to be hosting monthly conversations about this. We're going to be bringing in expert guests. We're also going to provide business resources, some that Details creates internally, and also the ones that Stripe has been providing for us to share with their greater audience, which is certainly a heavy lift that my team will all appreciate here, because you know, my team is rather small comparatively to Stripe's huge infrastructure of networks. So it's really great to have those resources. We're also going to provide some payment and operations best practices for you. In addition, networking opportunities. So we've been behind the scenes working on some details collective tours where we want to get out more in front to share not only the payment options for our customers, but also some in-working workflows and ways of systems and operations. So those would be more in-person networking events and ways to learn things just beyond the software. So that is something that we're really excited. One of the ways that I think is most helpful in doing this is checking the community pulse. So what frustrates you most about payment processing? Well, I know that we certainly have heard some of the earlier payment frustrations about payment processing has been, the delay or the time that it takes to get your payments into your bank account, which is really, Stripe has gone above and beyond to make that really easy. Almost next day. I notice a lot of our funds will come in very much next day, unless it's a weekend. It might be a couple of days, but that is certainly one of the frustrations. Honestly, I think one of the other major concerns is the cost of doing running payments, because it is a percentage of your business that Stripe takes, and also Details has a payment fee. And I really wanted to dig into that because all the technology and all the advances there, the development, I guess there's some high costs that are involved with that. So that's why Details has a fee involved. But I tell you, we've really poured a lot of that money back into the development. So we did a whole overhaul of our Stripe this year, this came along at a nice time and has really opened a lot of doors in some of the ways that we're able to offer these different services to our clients. So we got one thing, fees came through. Yeah, I hear you with that one. All the different percentages depending on the card info provided and delay of payments and costs. Yeah, and I think that Stripe does a really good job of making those fees really, across the board the same. So they're 2.9%. Plus 30 cents per transaction, and then Details fee is obviously, we really try to work with the clients too. We've created a matrix in our office where if you're doing a certain amount of volume, we can discuss different rates with you too. So always bring those questions to mind if it's something that you would like a better rate. We obviously don't have as much flexibility on Stripe's side. They definitely handle that part, but we can definitely work with anybody, especially the amount of volume that you might be processing. Details tracks almost $175 million worth of volume every year, which seems like such a tremendous amount, but when you look at the volume that Stripe is powering globally, they do about 1.9 trillion. That's all with a 99.99% uptime. It's really amazing. They are turning into one of the world's largest infrastructures. And I don't doubt that sometime soon, and they even talked about this at Stripe Sessions, that they will become a bank of sorts. And as they get into this agentic commerce, more and more transactions are going to be happening even without our human involvement. They create it, and if anybody else was at Stripe Sessions, please let me know. But when they talked about all the different things that they're doing and the momentum that they're building, I think they did over 350 product updates last year, and they have over 200 million linked consumers. So they really are the strongest ally that we all have, and I think it's really great to have a relationship with them. 90% of their users are on the Dow Jones, 80% are on the NASDAQ. It's really, this is one of the slides where they said you can grow faster with programmable financial services. Walking through that auditorium, and if anybody's been to the wedding MBA, this was like the wedding MBA times like 20. It was about 20 times the size of the other events that I've gone to, mainly because all the industries were represented. And they just had so much interesting things when it came to their fraud and abuse prevention or identity verification, the different things that they're doing there, how they're handling invoicing, setting up financial accounts for you, or the things you could do with different embedded payments. There's so much more that they can do that I'm still learning. So I feel like we are still learning all the different ways that Stripe could be involved into your business. Something different that we're really working in as we continue to develop our AI components is something called stablecoin. And that's a new thing that we'll be launching soon when we launch our AI, is that there's a tracking mechanism to keep track of how many instances that you might have with doing these AI calls and so forth. So we're really trying to make it affordable, fast, and also make it easier on your life. It's a really nice unified platform. It can handle payments, revenue, connect, which is with you sending out invoices to your clients, and also money management, which is, as we all grow our businesses, I think that those are all important top line things. So definitely something we'll be digging into more. And if any of these topics are relevant to you, or you would like us to spend more time on it, we would love to hear from you. Everything from billing to taxes, and also more reporting, which is something that we've really invested a lot in over this last year. Hopefully you guys will notice that you can track your received payments, your upcoming payments, and all those great reports, that you can really get a bird's eye view of everything happening within your business. And I'm excited about all the ways that you can use AI now to like track even how your customers or your teammates are moving through details. So those are a lot of really cool things, and it's taken a lot of infrastructure. So Stripe powers the internet economy, like I said, and it's trusted by the world's fastest growing companies. Everything from Anthropic, which is Claude. I know that a lot of people have been digging into that. I see Rafi on here. He told me that I really needed to dig into Claude, and now Claude is my new best friend. Thank you for that tip, Rafi. I was trying to avoid it at all costs, but I jumped in, and I just can't even break myself away from it anymore. But you'll see that the biggest companies, and I want to see, a floral company listed on here someday soon. So it's really great to be a category leader in this way. And as we bridge more of our businesses into adopting Stripe and all the wonderful things they have, I'm very happy to be an advocate for it. All right, so some of the key benefits of a Stripe integration are there's no caps on transaction sizes. So unlike like a Zelle or something where you're trying to send money that way, they have caps depending on the size of the business or the volume that they're doing. Well, Stripe has no caps on transaction sizes or the monthly volume or the type of deposit amounts. Another thing that is really top tier about them is the PCI levels in the compliance. And you just know once you connect your account that you are really leveraging their power, so that you know that you're avoiding fraud at all costs, right? So they're spending a lot of time and money making sure that everybody is PCI compliant. Your clients are able to pay their large wedding and event invoices with cards and payments so that they can earn points, which is a really great way. I know that I really leverage that in my own business. I love those Delta Sky miles. So if I can use my American Express, really love all the benefits and perks that come along with that. Something new, and I would really be interested to hear if anybody would be interested in this. Stripe is always pushing a program with us to allow people to extend credit to their clients. So this isn't something that we've really invested in up to this point, but we'd be really interested to know if this would be a key area in your business that you think that if you could offer a credit card that might be in your business's name all through Stripes or all through the Details platform. I would really love to know if this is an area where you think you could gain more success from those clients or higher tickets, but maybe the client is stifled at their own credit limits. If you could offer them credit, would they spend more dollars with you? And obviously their advanced AI protection against chargebacks and fraudulent charges. They have some really great features that they have automated, and almost where you can lean into, if you do get a chargeback, you can have Stripe's team and their AI make your case on your behalf. So you don't have to spend so much time doing that. And we have not seen a whole lot of chargebacks through Stripe. And I know that we have very rarely, I think we have like a 0.002% of chargebacks, mainly because they've made it so secure and people know exactly what they're agreeing to. Not only are we tracking their IP address for you when they're making those payments, but all the different ways that we've added some documents, signatures. So I know that it's very low as far as that goes, but they have made for a lot of other industries a way to simplify those chargeback, because a lot of other industries, I guess, get them a lot more often than we seem to. But if you find you're not dealing with that, please tell us, because we'd love to know. Basically, I guess the thing here is enterprise is really great power, but saving your time and your money is in your daily routine is what really matters to us. So now we're going to jump into talking about transforming your details experience with Stripe. All right, so beyond payments, we're all about reclaiming your time, right? That time is the one thing that you can't get back no matter how much money you save. So every hour that you spend chasing invoices or updating your spreadsheets or sending reminders or reconciling your payments is an hour that you're not spending on designing, meeting with clients, marketing your business, or growing your business for that matter. So we really want to help with that. And that's why we've partnered with Stripe, because they make it easy. From the moment that you connect your account with Stripe, which is within minutes, you can connect your bank account to Stripe and get paid next day. They are there working for you. So that is really an amazing thing. You can also send it payment reminders on how soon in advance before an invoice is due that you want your client to pay, as well as setting the amounts that are due and the due dates. But now we've made it so they can pay the whole invoice, and we've even set up tipping, which is a really great extra added bonus. So we have made an elite floral industry software with these financial tools, and it's built on the world's most reliable secure financial network. We've created an optimized modern payment solution and experience for your clients so that when they go on, they can not only see their invoices, but they can bounce through and see your proposal. You can look at all the different versions of their contract that they've signed. And as we continue to grow, we're just going to keep enhancing these different ways to help you run and operate your business better. As you can see, the beautiful details proposal, this is what your client is seeing. And if you're not aware, you can click through on that upper tab there that your client is experiencing. They can go right on and they can pay all those invoices. Really simple. We will be adding ACH soon, and I know that that's going to be a really great rate. So a lot of people are looking to explore that. We're very excited about that. Our payments are all instant and secure, and clients can pay proposals, invoices securely in seconds. They can do this from any device on anywhere, and it's really a flawless checkout experience across mobile, tablet, or desktop. So we really welcome your feedback, of course. And like Kurt is asking for the custom payments, that's something that we took into account. So yes, that is something that you can do. We're also wanting to help you elevate your brand. So professional proposals and portals that build client confidence. You know, on the side on here, if this is looking at the client portal, and this was something we spent a lot of time developing, and I'm not sure that everybody is using it. Some people are and some people aren't, but you can customize this to include any kind of information that you might want to include to your clients. So when they go in to pay, they can also maybe take a survey that you might have created within details, or any other kind of forms or links to your website, or different links to maybe your Instagram. So be sure and check that out, but that's really a great way to elevate your brand so that you're putting your best foot forward. And one of the main things is just a frictionless process. We recognize really easy that when people set up the Stripe, they didn't realize how simple it was to start collecting payments and set up these payment reminders, and thought it would be more cumbersome, but really we've just gotten a lot of really great feedback that it was a very simple process and it didn't take as long, and they were very intimidated, but then once they clicked through the buttons, they realized how easy it is. And if you ever have any questions or want a walkthrough, my team is here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 to help with just that. So very happy to give you that white glove experience, if you will. Automated email invoicing. Okay, so this is what I was talking about, where you can send your invoice to your clients. You can also customize the way that they might see those emails. And also, you can have a special link that you can get that you can like reserve your subdomain. Say Kurt's business is Kurt's Flowers, which I know that's not it, Kurt, but Kurt's Flowers. You could have Kurt's Event Flowers as the last part of your name. So it's not coming from details necessarily. This is kind of a big deal to people. So obviously to get that in line with your brand is really important to us. So that's why we've made these things available. And you can automatically send invoice links. You can customize them, the subjects, the preview text, and the messaging to fit your brand. You can even do custom thank you notes after they make their payments so that that can be sent out. So just a few simple steps to get that going. Really easy, and it helps elevate that brand experience. Also, payment schedules and auto send. So in here, this is where in your invoice details, you can set up invoice numbers. You'll also see the invoice app fee. If you want to add an administration fee onto those invoices, that's a really great way to kind of compensate for the fees that you're charged, or different ways that we've really leaned into help offsetting those costs and just passing it on to your clients. It's also a great way to negotiate after that. If they're like, hey, can you bring down this fee at all? You can always, deduct that admin fee by a little bit or so forth. And then the auto sending, once you tick this on, you can really set up how many days in advance before each of these payments and see how these get sent out. So, we recommend about 3 days prior to an event and then maybe a day before. But you can set these up for your retainers, your second payment, third payment, final payment, or after the event. Received and expected payment. So this is one of our newer reports that we've integrated, and we have this all integrated with your Stripe and your payments, the payments that you aren't using with Stripe too. I mean, just any event will show you what those required payments are. It will help automatically log your payments as they're collected in. And then if you go to the received payments, this is basically going to show you within a certain period of time all the money that has come into your business. And also, if you go to the expected payments, what you can expect or track into the future so that you'll know how your cash flow is working with you. And these are just really phenomenal when you start using AI to basically help you see how your cash flow is moving through and throughout the business. So this automatically logs collected payments and updated remaining balances. It's a way to track quick stats for overdue invoices or 7 days out, 30 days out, 90 days expected income. Really, really helpful. I wish I had had this when I was running my business all those years ago before I created the software, just because it was just so cumbersome to really know when to expect or when that money was coming in. And you're able to filter by event name, different date ranges, or amounts due to like find something. So it's just a really any kind of way that you might want to look at your payments. Export all this information. So that's a really handy feature that we've made. We really want your hands on your data. So we've made that really accessible for all of our clients in whatever way you might want to see it. So now I'm going to open it up for any other questions. Hopefully I covered a bit, but and this is another topic for the future. But if anybody has any questions while you guys answer the topics, so what topics would you like us to dive into? We have pricing, scaling, marketing, AI, contracts.
I know that everything is running on a fast treadmill with AI. One of the most time-consuming things I have ever done in details is load the library properly with pricing, images, all those categories. You see in the future that there will be a quicker way to download photos and prices in the future than one at a time. I can do price changes very quickly by the table format, and that will really help. So I could delete some. That's my question.
I know, Kurt, when you joined, you've been a customer for a long time. And when we first started Details, I think we only had maybe 300 flowers or so loaded just to kind of give a basic. And then as we started evolving, we recognized that it was really useful to partner with different breeders and growers of products so their items were already pre-populated. So now when people join Details, their libraries are stacked full with about 3,000 items of flowers and so forth from very reputable vendors like Rosa Prima, Alexandra Farms. We've got Jet Fresh, Ball is on there, Accent Decor. And what's really unique about Details is we do put a standard price in there for what those should cost, but you can go into that table format and adjust those evenly, however you see fit, or if your market just doesn't have as great of pricing as, say, the Miami market, where a lot of this is based from. So it does have that flexibility. We have really not allowed people to upload their own inventory in one fell swoop, if you will, in like a CSV format, which may be something that we might have in the future. But what we really love about these different global partners is that we're able to track the trends from the parent item from these global categories, which we find really, really useful for not only the vendors on what products are most popular during different seasonalities, but also It's just nice to see the trends, right? So if we allowed people to upload their own items, it really wouldn't be attached back to any one singular item because, and maybe with AI, that will be a more quick process. So I'm going to wait on allowing that to happen because it is very cumbersome one by one to enter things. But at this point, you should have access to almost every item that you might want, and you can always rename those items as you see fit. If there's any items that you know are missing, please let us know what that collection of items are. We want to know from the breeder what they've named that product. And then collectively, everybody in our network will have access to that product too. It's been really unique with, say, Ball. Ball SB is a breeder out of South America, and they're always engineering new different products. And it was really interesting a few years back when they made a new delphinium that was like a spray delphinium. Typically, delphiniums were only in a singular shoot, but they made it so it was commercially available to do that. And when we put that item on there, just to see the adoption of that item, so really helpful for people that are creating new products to see the trends and how much people are liking it or asking their wholesalers for. So we would love for you to use our library of items just so we can get a collective sense. But also, if there's items missing, like, please let us know. There are some other companies that we're talking to that do orchid gardens and more orchid plants. So that's an area Details is looking into, putting more like 3-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch plants within our library of products. But if there's anything that you see that you would love to see in there that is missing so that you don't have to add them, I would love to know so that we can send our search party out and find the best suppliers of those items. If you are ready to connect with Stripe and you're not already a Stripe member, please feel free to use this QR code to see Details in action. You can schedule a demo with our team and see how the software can transform your business. We are very excited to see that our community is growing, and we're really happy to be the floral community member. Yeah, thank you guys for showing up today. And if there's anything we can do to make your life better, faster, easier, get more time back, please let us know because we are all ears, and my team is here Monday through Friday to assist you in all of your event work and your help.